Coming to you live from deep in the heart of Texas, it's Midweek Marketing with your host, Timothy Black. Each week, Tim will be diving into what it takes to market successfully online, SEO, design, affiliate marketing, and more. And now, here's your host, Timothy Black.
Hello and welcome to Midweek Marketing. I'm your host, Timothy Black, and this is our first episode. So, going to lay some groundwork on this one. I was going to say this week, but actually we're going to try to record 2 episodes a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. I know Midweek Marketing makes it sound like it's going to be on a Wednesday, but I wanted to do 2 a week, and Tuesday, Thursday marketing was kind of a mouthful, and there we are. That's where we're going. So, bear with me. It's my first podcast. I've done some recording before, but here we go. This first week, we're going to kind of lay some groundwork on the idea of marketing online and the different ways that you can make money marketing online. My goal for you is to make these understandable and kind of consumable. So I'm not going to ramble on for 2 hours with a podcast. I'm going to try to keep these all in about 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, depending on if I've got a lot to say. And also keep in mind that I'm open to feedback and ideas. Here's the challenge with marketing online. There's always something new. There's always some new platform. There's always some new trick. And I spend a lot of time consuming information, buying courses, products, watching videos, etc. So I want to distill all that down for you so you can get what you need to maybe start your own business. And so the problem is not a lack of information. It's quite the opposite. It's an overabundance of information. So my goal, like I said, is to kind of bring you the best of the information, remove some of the hype, and go from there. So without further ado, let's talk about the 3 main ways to make money marketing online. Okay, so first is you market your own things. Like say you've got courses or you've produced books or you've got your own business and you want to market your own things. That's what a lot of people do. They create courses, they have coaching. There's so many things you can do online too. Things you can sell. It goes on and on from there. So that's number 1 is marketing your own thing. So bear that in mind. And there's 50 different topics under that main topic that we can talk about and will talk about in upcoming episodes. So that's number 1, marketing your own thing. Achieve through, let's say, SEO, search engine optimization. I'm going to explain terms to you and not assume anything. But search engine optimization is getting your own website or video or what have you ranked well on Google for a search term. So let's say you have a dog training course and it's presented in videos, like 10 15-minute videos that you show people how to train their dogs. Maybe they just got a new puppy and they don't know what they're doing. That's actually a fantastic niche, and it's actually really competitive. The idea is if you do dog training videos, if you search dog training videos on Google, you would want to come up, obviously, on page 1. And the art of doing that is called SEO, search engine optimization. So bear with me if you know all this kind of stuff, but I'm also going to assume that everybody's a newbie and wants to learn how to market online. That is the point of all this. The second way to make money online is to what we call affiliate marketing, which means you do that exact same thing I just talked about, market, but you're marketing other people's products. So there are a million ways out there to make money doing this. A lot of people who create those courses will give you a percentage of their sales in exchange for the sale. So if you send somebody to another person's, let's say, landing page where they're selling a product, let's say the dog person who has a dog training course. So that person, if they're sophisticated, will say, hey, if you send me traffic and I've got this whole program set up and I'll give it to you, I'll give you landing pages and emails and follow-ups and all this kind of stuff. If you can push people to my page, if you can push me extra traffic, which I would not have gotten otherwise, maybe from your list of people or your contacts, etc., they will give you maybe half the sale or 100% of the sale a lot of times, because in this whole world of marketing, the whole thing to do, where we want to go with it, is to make money on the back end. So you'll see this all the time. It's a classic marketing thing. You've got the $9.99 widget that is being sold online, the ShamWow or the OxyClean or the what's the blanket you wear, the Snuggie. So all those kind of things, no matter what they are, and you'll see this all the time, is like, hey, you just bought this, but for this limited time, you can buy a second one or a third one for this much money. That whole back end product is where the money's actually made. So a lot of people are willing to give you a huge portion of the initial sale because they know that most of their money is made on additional sales. So that is affiliate marketing. So the point of that is if you don't want to create your own products and you still want to make money online, that is a great way to do it. You send people traffic that you create and get part of the sale. So it's what a lot of people do. And there's also something called CPA, which we'll get to that too. That stands for, that's not a certified public accountant. That stands for cost per action. And what a lot of people do is they set up pages and they drive traffic to it via SEO and other methods. And what will happen is, in a similar way that I just talked about where people give part of the sale, there's a whole network businesses that will just pay you for the lead, and they'll do the follow-up and the sales. So what that means is you set up a page on, I don't know, how to lose weight with the latest gimmick. There's always some new bark or berry or something that will help you lose weight. So people go and look for that new magic pill that they saw on Dr. Oz that will make them lose weight. So if you set up those kind of pages where you capture leads, that's in other words, you're getting either as simple as an email address all the way up to full contact information, which means, phone numbers and addresses, etc. You can actually sell those to people for $5, $10, $100 sometimes if it's a really high-end product. So that's called the CPA method. That's cost per action. You set up websites or lead captures, and you sell those leads to people that will hugely market to them. So that's kind of how that whole thing works. That's the second way to make money. That's I know I'm kind of going over this quickly. Third is kind of what I do, and that is I market for other people. So sometimes this is called a consultant. Sometimes this is called offline marketing, which means you go to businesses like brick and mortar businesses, and you help them with all their marketing. So a lot of businesses, especially small businesses, medium businesses, don't have time to do all the things they need to do. All they care about is running the business. That's all they have time to do is run the business. So let's say there's an auto mechanic or a nail shop or something near you. Well, what you can do is you can sell them your services and do their marketing for them. You might set up a lead capture like we talked about a second ago, which means, I'm sure you've seen this on websites, sign up to get our monthly newsletter, although that's not the best bait. But you set those things up for them, and then you collect emails, and then you market via email for them. Or a lot of people need help with their social media because there's always some new social media thing. So they need a social media manager, or maybe they need search engine optimization, or they need to get a new website created, or they need to get a mobile version created, etc. There's a million things you can do for small businesses. And that's the third way. So let's go over those again. And that's what I primarily do, but I do other things too, the first two, but not as much. So first way to make money online, you market your own thing. So whatever that may be, you market your own product, course, book, DVD, etc. Or service, maybe you're the nail salon, or maybe you are the auto mechanic. So one way. Second way, you market for others. That's affiliate marketing, and that is CPA, etc. And then the third way, and this is a great way, in my opinion, is to go and market to other people. You're a consultant. So it takes a little sales on your part, but a lot of times and we'll go over these, there's a million little foot in the door methods that you can sell to people. Like maybe they need a website refresh. Maybe they need just help marketing on Facebook. Maybe they need help just setting up their properties. And by that, I mean their Facebook, their Twitter, their Pinterest, whatever they're interested in doing. There's a lot of ways to get your foot in the door. That's just a couple. And then once you gain trust and so forth, it's just a couple $100 sale. Then you become the consultant. You become the trusted guy because they get hit. Small businesses get hit all the time with marketing messages. So you say, hey, you know what? Whenever you get these marketing messages, send them to me. I'll see if they're any good. And you become that trusted advisor, and you can sell more and more and more to them, whatever that may be. Search engine optimization, PPC, which we'll get into. That's pay-per-click. That's a whole other world. So we have so many topics to cover. And the other thing I want you to think about as we move forward and learn about online marketing is, this is big, so soak this in. What would it take for you to quit your job and do this full time? So if you make $10 an hour, you only need to make maybe not that much money a week or not that much money a month to live. So what we're going to try to think about as we move forward is, what would it take to replace my income? right? There's a guy named Tony Shepard. Look him up. He's an English guy, and that's kind of how he started in the online marketing world. He's been doing it about 10 years, and I listen to him buy all his stuff. He's a really good marketer, and he does it in a completely different way than most guys. He's low-key. He's not hype, just as an example. Anyway, so Tony's whole thing was he needed to make $2,500 or $2,600, whatever it is, a month, somewhere around there, to replace his income. That's all he wanted to do. It's pretty modest, actually. So if you're a high-power executive that makes $500,000 a year, it's going to take a little more time. If you're somewhere in the middle between $10 an hour and $500,000 a year, let's say you make $60,000 a year, well, then you need to make $5,000 a month online. And can this be done? Yeah, actually it can. We'll get to that as we move forward through our midweek marketing episodes. We'll kind of cover these things. But what I want you to think about is, what would it take for you to replace your income? Like, what's that number? And then I want you to think, well, I make $60,000 a year. That's $5,000 a month, right? Do you actually need to make $5,000 a month? And what I mean by that is, well, if you could work at home in your underwear, do you need to make that full income? In other words, are you going to be saving time? You know, not doing a 1 or 2 hour commute in the morning each way. Are you going to be saving money on gasoline? Are you going to be saving money on however you get to work? You know, the car, the subway, et cetera, the train. You know, what do you spend every month just getting to and from work? How much do you spend on lunch? How much do you spend on all that kind of stuff? So let's say, man, I spend a pretty good chunk. Maybe I could get by with $4,200 a month instead of $5,000 a month. And so let's break that down. Well, that's only about $1,000 a week. You know, can I create websites? Can I do things for other people that would replace that? And I bet you can, actually. And we'll get to all that. Websites can be $1,500 up to $5,000. And do you need to have the skill to do that? No. We'll get to that later. There are ways to sell things and make money. That's arbitrage. Anyway, so many subjects. I don't want to overwhelm you here on this first episode. I want you to get to know me, but I want you to think about those. Well, the 3 things plus 1. So the 3 ways to make money. Let's go over one more time. And they are: market your own thing, market for other people, the consultant. I'm going out of order. And then the third way is to market other people's products. That's the affiliate stuff where you get a piece of the sale. Those are the 3 ways. So keep that in mind. Plus, what would it take for you to go fully online and quit your job? Okay? It can be done. I promise. I did it a few years ago, and there's lots of people that do it. So send me your emails. Send them to tim@midweekmarketing.com. I'm happy to take feedback. If you want to go over something you may have heard about, we will go over that. And what's my last thing? Oh, yeah. Tip of the week. Listen to my podcast at 1.5 speed. There's all these tools out there now where you can listen to stuff a little faster. And I can listen to almost anybody at least 1.5 times speed. So there's a lot of tools like inside Audible and inside Stitcher and all these other places where you listen to podcasts. Listen to stuff at 1.5 to 2 times speed. People don't even know this too, but on YouTube, like every YouTube video, that little icon, that little gear in the corner has a way to speed it up. You can listen to everything at 1.5 or 2.0 time, and you can consume a lot more content that way. Ask me how I know, because that's how I consume a lot of content. And then also, if you want to make the investment, there is a thing called MySpeed. It's one word, MySpeed by eNounce. It's about $30, and it runs in the background on your computer, and it just plays everything at whatever speed you want it to. It's really cool, and it's got this running tally on it to show you how much time you've saved. And I've saved like thousands of hours listening to people at double time. So it's pretty great. Anyway, we are at about 14 minutes. That's pretty much what I wanted to do. Perfect. Thanks for tuning in to episode 1. There are many, many more to come. And we will talk to you soon. This is Tim Othie at Midweek Marketing. And we'll see you next week. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Midweek Marketing. Come back every Tuesday and Thursday for new episodes. And be sure to subscribe at iTunes and sign up at midweekmarketing.com to get exclusive content and tips. And check us out at facebook.com/midweekmarketing.